Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, faculty, staff, students, and of course, our stars of the day, our graduates and their parents and families. Welcome to the Chapel Hill Academy commencement proceedings for 2020. Before we get started, I do want to note we have had regional internet outages in our area. So far today, we've lost internet 3 or 4 times. This has been going on for a couple minutes at a time. If we do lose internet, please stay with us. We'll be up and running as soon as we can. We have all of our staff here getting us back on live stream for this graduation as quickly as possible. That being said, we have before us today 11 graduates who have been here for a varying number of years. They come from different towns and they are moving on different paths. But today is the day that we get to stop for one brief moment in time and say, we recognize each of you for your journey, your struggles faced and the struggles to come, your successes and your failures, your past as students and your future as young men. We recognize each of you as individuals, and most importantly, today, we recognize you as a unified class of graduates from Chapel Hill Academy. And so I'd like to introduce the graduating class of 2020. Thomas R. Amlott. Thomas Bartelme. Scott C. Bolton Jr. Tristan T. Farrell. Christopher Jimenez. John Farrell O'Neill. Daniel Jack Landau. Lorenzo M. Muchato. Kyle Patrick. Johnny Walker. Zachary Williams. This year, our staff has prepared tribute videos for each of our graduates to give them a moment of recognition. I will introduce each student video before we play it. Following the video, we will go live to each graduate's home so that they can take a moment to be recognized with their family. Pay close attention. Some of the voices might surprise you. Our first tribute video will be for Thomas.
Thomas, before anything else, I just need to know, do you have anything to eat? Really though, I could use a Dayglow orange snowball right about now. You have blessed us with your humor and educated us on proper English culture. You are intelligent, humorous, creative. I hope you choose to stay in touch, even if you're living a reclusive life off the grid.
Thomas Amlott is without a doubt one of the most gifted students our digital art program has ever seen. In game development, he would not only complete the assignment, but add levels, textures, colors, and moving parts and obstacles to make it his own. In 3D design, he was my go-to guy to reverse engineer working parts that I needed for things like our 3D printer, and he never disappointed. I am so incredibly proud of Thomas and confident in his future.
Thomas, I'm going to miss having you in my class. It's rare that I come across a student that's able to handle advanced networking concepts such as IP addressing, subnetting, and mapping out an entire network design with ease. I wish you nothing but the best and know you will succeed in anything you set your mind to.
I remember the profound feeling of surprise when I realized that Thomas Amlott was actually a charming guy. He doesn't make it easy to see. At first, I questioned, is it just the accent? Am I being fooled somehow? But after you get to know him for a while and wear him down a bit, you find out that Thomas is really a lighthearted, fun guy with a great sense of humor and an amazing intellect.
Here's a little secret about Thomas. What you see is not what you get. Thomas would have you think he is aloof, disinterested, and maybe even unsupportive. But his secret is out. Thomas has shown me the opposite of all these qualities. Thomas seemed like he was quietly in the background working at the table in my office, when all of a sudden he would make eye contact and ask if he could have a go at talking to another student, or during a study hall would all of a sudden begin explaining a concept to a younger student who had just expressed their frustration with the topic. After most of these interactions, Thomas would look at me and comment that maybe someday he would pursue the study of psychology and counsel people himself. And based upon what I have seen, I think maybe he will do just that.
Thomas, we go live to you. Take your moment. Our next tribute video will be Tommy.
Tommy B was always one of my most reliable and responsible workers. He used his worker experience to assist in training others. Tommy would also try to conjure up a reason why he should continue to work through electives. Sometimes it worked.
Tommy B, when you were asked to do a job at school, we knew it would be done to perfection. I'm sure you have become a jack of all trades. I have no doubt you will be a great addition to any team you work with.
Tommy, best of luck to you as you continue the pursuit of your vocational goals at UTI. Always remember the strength and confidence you demonstrated to get to this day, and may these goals be the first of many you achieve.
Tommy, it is rare for someone to find their passion in life at such a young age. You have been driven to pursue an education and career in something you love. While I don't look forward to having car trouble, I find comfort knowing that you will be there to fix it. Keep doing what you love.
Last summer, I spent 4 days a week with Tommy as he worked through completing a Cisco course that he wasn't able to fit into his schedule during the school year. About halfway through each day, we would stop what we were working on and take a lap around the building to assist staff and students with technology-related issues they were having. Soon enough, Tommy became such a big help, we could complete twice as much as we usually would in a day because he was able to fix many of the issues that came up on his own. When September rolled around, word got out, and a running joke made its way through the high school that whenever I was absent, Tommy was in charge.
In your quiet way, you always had my back, quite literally, especially when it came to your friendly reminders about the proper usage, orientation, and safety protocols of working with ladders. Thanks for not letting me climb that ladder backwards, ever again. You'll be happy to know that I made sure to do it right when I climbed the rickety wooden ladder in our homeroom one January day about 5 months ago to tape that tiny Tommy picture of you to the ceiling, right above the big black table, where it just may remain for years to come.
Okay, now we go live to Tommy. Take your moment, Tommy. Congratulations, Tommy. Our next video will be for Scott.
I remember meeting Scott when he came to visit all those years ago. He kind of exploded into the room, literally bouncing off the walls. He just wanted to be friends with everyone. He asked a billion questions, he hugged everyone, and he smiled so hard I thought his face was going to split. From the first day, Scott put everything he had into being a good friend. If another kid was upset, he'd always try to console them, make them laugh, anything to cheer them up. My favorite, though, was Scott's reaction when one of his friends didn't get their way. All of a sudden, I'd have this real serious 6-year-old who had pointed himself as counsel to whichever friend had been wronged, following me around with a furrowed brow, enumerating all the reasons why I should reverse my decision and approve his client's request. Anything for his friends, and nothing has changed there.
My memories of Scott Bolton are ones that make me laugh and smile. In his own words, he came to CHA as a hyper, inquisitive, and impulsive little kid. I'm not sure that much has changed, except for the little part. Now, he towers over me. Scott was always kind and respectful to his peers and teachers. He was a good-hearted youngster who was always willing to lend a helping hand to anyone who needed one.
Back in the day in homeroom 207, I set out to make a simple shoebox solar oven with Scotty B for the science fair. Scotty, of course, had his own idea about how to make this oven, which included using a much larger box numerous rolls of aluminum foil, saran wrap, black paint, pipe cleaner, scotch tape, duct tape, clear packing tape, construction paper, twisty ties, pipe cleaners, wires, batteries, an X-Acto knife that he persuaded me to borrow from Nano and Sergio, the thermometer from his mom's home oven, and the hot dogs that his dad had planned to barbecue the following weekend. His final project looked like a contraption that Wile E. Coyote might have ordered from the Acme Company to catch the Roadrunner. In the end, while the other students were thrilled that their little solar ovens actually melted the chocolate to make s'mores, Scotty's magnificent machine was not only able to cook his hot dogs, but to actually cause them to eventually explode. It was fantastic. I will never forget it.
Scotty Bolton, you are passionate, motivated, driven to succeed. You are a natural-born leader, able to rally a crowd, even if it's just for some dead leaves. Keep up your spirit, and I'm just begging, please, please do your homework.
I have the unique pleasure of owning a very thick file which contains many of Scott's formal and some informal requests, proposals, and petitions. A charity event to raise money by duct taping the principal to the wall. A proposal for a CHA flag football team. An appeal to bring back the student council, and this past year an idea for high school students to use their credits to buy a siesta pass.
I could go on all day about the things I'm going to miss about Scott. His relentless energy on the basketball court, really his relentless energy just about everywhere. But I think it's going to be the quirky things that he made happen on a day-to-day basis that I'm going to miss the most. Things like telling stories about the authentic World War I trench that he dug in his backyard, or him circulating petitions amongst the other students, declaring that frolicking in a leaf pile was his constitutional right. He's really one of a kind, and we're going to miss him like crazy around here.
But you know what I keep thinking? How weird it'll be when we go back to school and Scott isn't there. His energy, his laughter, his antics, and broken bones are legends at Chapel Hill. It's always his loyalty, so I know he'll be back to visit us. Even so, I'm really going to miss seeing him every day, but I couldn't be more proud of the guy he's turned into.
Scott, we're live to you. Congrats, Scott. Our next tribute video is for Tristan.
I didn't have the privilege of teaching Tristan, but somehow our paths managed to cross every single morning. A day wouldn't go by without his smiling face coming through the cafeteria door and stopping at our breakfast table. I would get a pleasant good morning from him and the best hug. Whenever we passed each other in the hallway, we would always greet each other by calling each other by our full names. That was a little inside joke. Tristan, I wish you the very best in your future endeavors. Congratulations.
Tristan, how can I ever forget our daily battle of the books, whereby rather than doing the classwork assigned by your teacher, you would infuriatingly decide to start reading one of the many novels from the pile of books which you would surreptitiously smuggle into class every day, despite being asked, warned, and even threatened against doing so. And I, steadfast in my mission to win the battle, would spend countless hours devising devious plots to infiltrate your stockpile and cold-heartedly snatch the book from your hands, until that fateful day, during a literal tug of war, when we both froze in horror at the sound of the torn page, and finally realized the absurd error of our ways. The war was over, and we emerged victorious together, bonding over our mutual love of books and beginning to write the story of a friendship that our hearts will never forget.
To this day, I could still remember that Tristan was more like my right-hand man. He was always willing to help with whatever was needed. I'll never forget how he started his day on a positive note with a smile and a good morning.
Tristan, I'm going to miss your stories. I'm going to miss you coming out from behind the kitchen to give me a hug or just say hello, a high five, a smile. You always find a way to brighten the day of people around you who you care about. The hallways of Chapel Hill are going to feel a little bit lonelier without that.
Tristan, congratulations on your acceptance to Rider University. Your determination and willingness to help others demonstrates your positive character. May these traits continue to support you in the pursuit of your dreams.
Tristan, I remember how much you like to read. We would always catch you opening up your book several times during classes. I remember how much you like to hug everyone. So I'm sending you a virtual hug and wish you all the best in your future.
Tristan, you've been around for so long, it's going to be weird without you. At least I've got you immortalized in the Legendary Wonders of Chapel Hill video. Seriously though, I'll miss your intellect, your unending willingness to help out with anything, and though I hate to admit it, I'll even miss your lame jokes.
Tristan, we go to you. Congratulations, Tristan. Our next tribute video is for Chris.
The definition of MC is Master of Ceremonies. It also means moves the crowd, and both of these definitions apply to Christopher Jimenez. Whether he's telling an outlandish story, co-writing a farce, or commentating on a basketball game, there are few personalities more larger than life than Chris's. It takes a special kind of person to play hype man for a high-level math course every time we have a tour.
Chris isn't the typical teenager. He's more like an angel, or maybe a prophet.
Witty, relentlessly sarcastic, incredibly artistic, lighthearted, kind, eloquent, attentive, creative, patient, talented. And did I say hilarious?
The sarcastic jokes, quick wit, right from the beginning. His first day, comes up to me and asks me to give him a 10 for lunch because he, quote, ate his food real good. Chris, your gifted art skills, your outgoing personality, and your terrible Halloween costumes will be missed.
I once watched him pick up an entire bus full of small children and carry it to safety. Or was that Superman? I don't know. To be honest, I get Superman and Chris confused all the time.
A boy who spent 4 years charming us with his sense of humor and dynamic personality. His ginormous afro and slip-on sneakers are essential to his look. But the best thing about Chris is his fantastic smile and determination to keep lighthearted humor in any situation.
As you walk towards my art room from down the hall, you can hear it. You get closer and you can hear a booming voice. When you enter, you'll see Chris in the center of the room, intensely drawing and at the same time telling a wild story about a bank or about Mushu. Everyone else in the room, including all the teachers, are frozen in amazement. I will miss his fabulous art, but mostly I will miss his kindness, creativity, and enthusiasm. Art will never be the same.
I'm not ready to say that Chris Jimenez is the best human being in the entire world. I haven't met every human being in the entire world. I'll just say that Chris Jimenez is the finest human being I have ever met.
How about the time he emceed a staff versus student basketball game and hilariously introduced each player with one witty comment after another? The audience went wild. Or when he improv during the talent show and was able to banter without a hitch. Chris also emceed a kids' concert at the Bergen Performing Arts Center and warmed the hearts of parents all around. His creativity is endless.
What can you say about a young man who makes you laugh and lifts your spirits at any given moment? Chris wowed us with his artistic ability and personality that filled any room that he walked into.
In all seriousness, I think I speak on behalf of everybody at Chapel Hill when I say that we think the world of your talent and we think you're headed for great things. Congratulations on your graduation, Chris.
Now we go live to Chris. Congratulations, Chris. Our next tribute video is for DJ.
Every time I think about DJ, I remember his fabulous sense of humor and his origami creations. I'll never forget the Halloween he wore an inflatable blow-up costume. Watching him bump into doorways, be able to sit, and barely able to walk will be etched in my mind forever.
DJ, I will never forget. No, really, I've actually spent years trying to have this mental image professionally expunged from my brain. Anyway, I will never forget your starring role as one of the founding fathers and master of ceremonies for for Homeroom 305's wild and wacky disco ball dance party extravaganzas. Just a crazy bunch of testosterone-injected, rhythmically challenged 7th grade guys with outrageously bizarre tastes in music writhing around the room beneath a flashlight-illuminated disco ball. Your quirky, left-of-center sense of humor was so infectious that you even had our very own quiet Kyle Patrick up there with you, busting a move or two of his own. All Sarah and I could do was to just go with the flow, laughing so hard that we cried. Just another day at the Hill, or as our friend Kurt would say, so it goes.
DJ, you will ultimately go down in CHA history. You have a beautiful, intelligent mind. Stay cool.
I was DJ's writing teacher from 5th grade to 8th grade, and every story he ever wrote had this common element of magic. There was always a wizard, a very, very tall mountain that reached to the outer limits of outer space, sometimes like a talking taco in there and maybe some fairy dust. I don't know. They were always so much fun to read. And I think that's my favorite thing about DJ is the magic. I think DJ is somebody who's just full of magic. So DJ, I hope you never lose that. And I wish you luck in everything you do. Make sure you always keep the magic.
When I think of you, DJ, I think of the garden, and particularly I think of compost. Not only do I think of compost, but I think of all the problem-solving skills that you have. So DJ, as you move through college and life, I am very confident that you will always put these problem-solving skills to use and make wherever you go a better place.
DJ, you are one of the most creative students that I've ever worked with. Watching you grow your creativity and express yourself authentically, whether writing songs, singing, playing piano, or composing, always brought joy and inspiration to all of us. I wish you so well into the future, wherever you are going, whatever you are pursuing. I know that you will bring your heart, your soul, your brilliance, your creativity, and your kindness to whomever you're around and whatever you're doing.
There's only one guy who could play the ukulele while reading out loud to high school students and actually get them to listen. There's only one guy who could convince the other kids to dress up as One Direction and drop their sickest dance moves just to make one student happy. There's only one guy I could eat lunch with every day and never get tired of. DJ, you're a true wonder of Chapel Hill, or at least your hair is. Stay amazing.
And now we go live to DJ. Congrats, DJ. Our next tribute video is for Lorenzo.
When I think about Lorenzo's transformation during his years at Chapel Hill Academy, I can't help but smile. When I first got to know him, he was wound so tight. He was the perfectionist of all perfectionists. He wouldn't try anything unless he knew that he could be the best at it right off the bat. He could hold a grudge better than anybody. Over the past couple of years, we've all seen him grow into a fun-loving young man who always has a smile on his face, who always has a prank up his sleeve, who, might shoot the occasional Spider-Man web at you, but he's grown in maturity, he's grown in intelligence, and we're all excited to see where he's headed in life.
When I think back and reflect on Lorenzo as a much younger student, I think about a boy who was a leader of his peers, but didn't know it yet. When I think of him now, I think of a young man who leads with enthusiasm and confidence.
Hey, Lorenzo, what's the weather like up there? During your time at CHA, you have matured into a confident person who is able to see both your strengths and weaknesses. You have focused on your passions and developed a plan to pursue them. Just curious, from your environmental science viewpoint, is the Earth really flat? How could I forget all of the spider web fights in the hallway? Lorenzo, you will not be forgotten.
Lorenzo is one of the first students I got to work with when I started last year. He's very talented and very smart, and also very funny. Even though he's sometimes a goofball in class, I've noticed that Lorenzo is very kind, respectful, and he's very loyal and helpful to his friends no matter what it is. I wish him the best of luck in college next year.
The years I've spent with Lorenzo have sounded something like this. Hey, Deb, up top. Hey, Deb, have you seen that movie with Michael Jordan? Look, Deb, it's different when you're tall like me. Up top, best friend. Hey, Deb, do you know that outer space basketball movie with Michael Jordan? Hey, Deb, there's nothing wrong with kissing your homies. Look, Deb, I have a lot of feelings. Hey, Deb, you're probably not going to grow anymore, right? Hey, Deb, up top. I had to go with humor for this tribute because it just would have been too hard to get through a serious reflection of my time with one of my all-time favorite students. I'm going to miss you, Lorenzo. Your silly banter, your intelligence, your humor, all of it. I'll never watch that movie, but I'll always remember to be careful around sensitive basketball players.
Over the past couple of years, Lorenzo has helped us build a basketball program that the school can be proud of. Lorenzo was by far the best player on the team. There really isn't any question about that. The immense burden that I placed on his shoulders on a game in and game out basis really can't be overstated. At first, Lorenzo struggled to carry this load with grace and with leadership. But over the past couple of years, I watched him grow as a leader and turn into somebody who built their teammates up and made them better players and more invested in the team concept. I will never forget us finally earning our first victory over Dayron this past February. A victory that would have been impossible without an absolutely superhuman effort from Lorenzo. 14 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, and an unimaginable 17 blocks.
Hey, Lorenzo, look, I'm so sorry for interrupting the flow of all these fun memories that everyone is sharing with you while you're sitting there, looking all fine, exuding that cool, calm, confident Rico Suave thing you got going on. But what kind of friend would I be if I didn't tell you, before everyone else notices, that, hey, Lorenzo, your socks are untied. Payback.
And now we go live to Lorenzo. Congratulations, Lorenzo and family. Next up is Jack.
I remember how guarded Jack was when he first arrived at our school. At first, he would only offer us glimpses of his personality. Kim and I would share a surprised smirk after a sudden epic one-liner or a cutting social observation. It didn't take too long for us to learn that when Jack lets himself have fun, there really is no one like him.
Jack, while you have not spent as much time at CHA as some of your classmates, you certainly have left an impression. You spent this year speaking to the entire student body each day with your morning announcements. You attended countless reward outings, enjoying things like burgers, pizza, and hibachi. You have allowed yourself to go with the flow and experience and enjoy all of the silly fun that CHA has to offer. Thank you for sharing your quirky humor and artistic expressions with us. You will be missed.
I only got to work with Jack this year, but I feel like I learned about him in the short time we had together. Even though he was more quiet than the students around him, he was very calculating, and when he spoke, he was able to make us all laugh. Jack was also extremely willing to borrow things from Andy without permission, practically jumping out of his seat to do so. It is going to be very difficult hearing someone else talk in the morning announcements. I wish you luck on your future endeavors.
As I think about my first interactions with Jack, I can't help but think of his stance on mornings. He was, by his own report, not a morning person. Despite my attempts, and there were many, there would simply be no morning conversations. Well, fast forward to senior year Jack, the Jack that got all of the rest of us ready for the day and for lunch every day. What an evolution. And Jack, to watch you evolve has been an extreme pleasure. Continue to be open to the process and remember to always push yourself to try the uncomfortable things.
And now we go to Jack. Congrats, Jack. Our next video is for Kyle.
I have a secret. All of you think Kyle Patrick as this quiet, kind, helpful student. Well, you're not wrong about that. But under his quiet facade, with perfect timing, one can witness the infamous Kyle karate kick. And if you get to know Kyle under the sanctity of the art room, You'll get to enjoy his hysterical one-liners. Thanks, Kyle, for leaving your mark on the art room.
He had a very sharp mind and proved to be more of a talker than I had given him credit for. He does not speak as often as his peers, but when he does, it's usually witty and well received. I've never seen him treat anyone poorly or be intentionally unkind to anyone. He's still well-liked, still laid back, and so incredibly creative, especially as it pertains to parody stories involving staff members and robbing banks.
Kyle Patrick, I have been avoiding doing this simply because you are the last student that I want to say goodbye to. Friday afternoons will never be the same without you. Reward, Scrabble. What happens in Scrabble stays in Scrabble. You know that. Remember that we're always here for you, and be proud of who you are, because I am.
I remember having an ice cream party when Kyle was in 7th grade. Everyone was dancing, eating ice cream, enjoying themselves. Kyle was dancing. It was a good time all around. So at the end of the party, there was a couple bites of ice cream left in a 1-gallon tub, and the whole class voted that it should be Kyle's. As we all sat around watching Kyle eat this ice cream with the biggest smile on his face, it just made all of us smile. I think that's the kind of guy Kyle is, just someone that everyone else enjoys seeing happy. When he's happy, we're all happy.
Kyle, you have grown so much over the past 4 years that I've known you. You've always had something funny to share. The Scrabble games during reward will always be a great memory for all of us, especially the word da. I will sure miss the high fives in the hallways and in classes and listening to the stories that you would co-write. You have grown into a great young man, and we will surely miss you.
There are so many great things that I'm going to miss about Kyle. The video game talks, the long stories starring Joe and I. But I think what I'll miss the most are just the regular conversations about everyday things, seeing you grow over the years and developing friendships. Thank you for all the wonderful memories and all the Triscuits.
What I remember most about Kyle Patrick was his ability to be able to walk in my room and be able to discuss any topic at any time. It's very rare to find a young man his age to be able to be so well-rounded and able to host such meaningful conversations. Kyle has left such a great impression on me that I know he will succeed at any path he pursues in the future.
Kyle Patrick, what am I going to do without you? Who's going to plan my reward? Who am I going to coordinate secret hose ambushes with? Who is going to keep Kelly in line? I'm really going to miss you, Kyle.
Kyle, we now go to you. Congrats, Kyle. Next up is Johnny.
Johnny, I will never forget the creative stories that you have shared with me or the amazing drawings that go along with them. Thank you for working so hard in the school garden, with the custodial staff, and in the kitchen. Continue to work hard and you will achieve your dreams.
Dear Johnny, I hope you are as proud of your accomplishments as we are. If I was to provide a reference for you to future employers, I would tell them that you are a remarkable young man who could always be counted on to do your job well and who was always a pleasure to have around. Among your many qualities is a kind and intuitive nature with a quick smile.
I don't know what I'll do without Johnny. He always came to the kitchen, got right to work, never had to tell him what I needed. He just did it.
Johnny Walker quietly walks into the art room and gets right to work. If he works quickly enough, he will complete the art project and be allowed to work on his infamous notebook. This fabulous notebook is filled with awesome illustrations, paintings, and drawings. If you ask him to share it with you, you will enter Johnny's world of creatures, superheroes, and villains. It is quite a joy.
Johnny, I'm going to miss you sharing your stories and your drawings with me. But most of all, what I'm going to miss about you is watching you never give up. You are one of the hardest working students I have ever known. Nothing stands in your way. You persevere, you try, you take it on. And that, to me, is the most amazing thing.
Johnny Walker, I am so proud of who you have become in the past 6 years that I have worked with you. I call you the Green Giant because every day you tower over me just a little bit more. You have not only grown in height, but you have grown so much in your ability to communicate and share with your friends, your peers, and your teachers. You love to joke around, use sarcasm and exaggerations to make me or a group member crack up laughing. You specialize in scaring me with your tales of all the crazy and scary movies, and you impress me with your art. May your smile and jokes continue to wow people.
Johnny, I will always remember your quiet, unobtrusive way of finding me at the end of a long day and sharing your unbelievably intense and incredibly wonderful artwork with me. I have all of the Mothra drawings that you have given me as birthday gifts over the years, and I will treasure them always and think of you and be reminded of the special times we spent, just peacefully enjoying the moment, sometimes in charcoal pencil black and white, but always with a hint of an underlying sudden burst of color, promising to rear its beautiful 3 heads and make the moment unforgettable.
And now we go live to Johnny. Congrats. Our last student tribute will be for Zach.
I can remember Zach Williams waltzing into my homeroom as a freshman like it was yesterday. The bright smile, the smack talk, the endless cleaning of his glasses, the relentless reorganizing of his binder. It's all seared into my memory. Zach is just a really likable kid, and that came across right away. But that freshman Zach wasn't anywhere near the young man we know today.
Zachary Williams was that student who would walk down the hallway, no matter how many times he saw me, would say hello with the biggest smile you can possibly imagine. Every single time. It was always a pleasure, and it is always a pleasure to be next to Zachary and talking about sports because we have a lot in common there. Let's go, Philly. Bonding over sports was a lot of fun, but more than anything, getting to know Zach has been such a pleasure. He's a great young man, and I cannot wait to see what he does in the future. And please never lose that big old smile you got.
Zach, you came to Chapel Hill Academy as an anxious young man, unsure of yourself and your own abilities. In a short time, you found yourself a home where you could grow. It was a pleasure to see you gain confidence and become more independent. You joined the Chapel Hill basketball team, the Glen Rock cross country team. You volunteered in your community. Continue to believe in yourself and work hard. Many congratulations to you and your family.
I'll never forget how Zach would always try to make me laugh by sharing anecdotes and tidbits of amusing stories and comments. He always brightened my day.
Zachary, your work ethic is matched by none. You show passion for what you love and wear your heart on your sleeve. I'll never forget the smile on your face the morning after your Eagles won the Super Bowl. I have all the faith that you will combine your passion and work ethic to achieve any dream.
Zach, I have no doubt in college you'll do fine. Just make sure you bring a basketball and a chess game to help you focus and to make friends, and leave that 3-hole paper punch behind.
Zach, we've shared a lot of laughs over the last 4 years. I've seen that smile of yours light up a room more times than I could possibly count. But you know what? Today, I'm going to be 100% dead serious. I don't know that I have ever known a student who has grown more in terms of toughness, in terms of resilience, in terms of guts than you have in your 4 years in the high school program at Chapel Hill. When you got here, you were so easily defeated by just about anything, and you are leaving a mature young man ready to conquer the world. I couldn't be prouder.
And now we go live to Zach. Congratulations, Zach, and all of our graduates and their families. Next up, we have Tara, our high school English teacher and senior homeroom teacher, who would like to make a few remarks about the class as a whole.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, I have the honor of speaking about our amazing class of 2020. Every year is memorable for a variety of reasons, and this year is no different. Before I speak about everyone individually, I want to acknowledge the unfortunate set of circumstances they have faced in the last few months. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't what any of us wanted, and in many ways, they were cheated. I will say that they all made it out of it on the other side, and in many ways have learned more about themselves than maybe they would have had we been here in school. I want to commend their efforts as a group, applaud their individual strides, and acknowledge that I believe you all did the best that you could, and please know that Jan and I are so proud of you. Thomas. It is often said that anything spoken with a British accent sounds sweeter. And after working with Thomas year after year, I would have to agree. Between the extensive stories about missing homework, the proposed ideas for what he thought would be a better final project for me to assign, or the pleas to do the morning announcements, his suggestions sure did sound sweeter with that accent. What I like best about Thomas, though, is that once you understand him, it's easy to see past the excuses, the rants, and the bartering. Thomas is funny, caring, smart, and creative in so many ways. He is particular about who and what are worthy of his attention, but he sticks to his convictions and stands up for what he believes in, and he's true to those who are in his circle. Thomas, continue to speak up for what you believe in, follow your passions, and do all of the things you vow to do, but please make an effort to let your guard down and let the others see who you really are. Try to believe in your abilities as much as we do, and adhere to the deadlines as much as we do. You once asked me for a pocket Tara that you could take to university with you. Sadly, that can't happen, but if you ever need me to read you the Riot Act, just send me an email and I'll record you a video. Tommy. Most students dread reading Shakespeare, not because they don't want to perform, but because they have trouble with the language. But not Tommy. He's just the opposite. Not even remotely interested in performing, but has a knack for cracking Willie's Old English code. Often referred to as the Shakespeare whisperer, he's the guy you want sitting next to you while reading a tragedy. He just gets it. And that explains Tommy in a lot of ways. He just gets it. We've worked together for several years, and it has been a pleasure to watch him blossom and align with another area that he just gets, mechanics. Mechanics and the workings of things aren't new to Tommy. He's been working on and building PCs for years. And now he's moved on to the realm of auto mechanics. Tommy, I'm so glad you have found the key to your future. You're going to go far. We all know that you have the listening part down pat, but remember to speak up when needed and accept help from those who offer it. We all need a helping hand now and then. Good luck next year. I know you'll be great. Scott. Scott is without a doubt the heart of the group, the life of the party, according to the senior polls, and probably the most adaptable student in the graduating class. He can bridge any duo of topics and any combo of people. He builds trenches in his backyard, knows everything to know about any world war or conflict, and was the only student to attend Google Meets on his bike. Scott always greeted us with enthusiasm and a story that the National Enquirer would pay good money for. But what I will remember Scott most for is his sincerity. Scott has a heart of gold. He goes above and beyond for his friends, family, and especially our Chapel Hill family. He has such spirit and puts his heart and soul into all he is passionate about. Scott, please stay true to yourself. I can't even imagine what your college stories will be like, but please censor them and email Jan and I every now and then so we can have a good laugh. We will truly miss living vicariously through you and your outrageous ideas. Oh, and I have 2 bits of advice. 1, please manage your time. Think Glass Castle ABC project. And 2, no tickling. Ever. Tristan. There are so many stories that come to mind when I reflect on Tristan. The trouble he used to get into for always reading a book through class, which I secretly loved because I understand how hard it can be to put a book down. The trouble he recently was getting into for not doing his homework, or the endless ideas he has for better internet usage here at school. But what I want to share most about with everyone is the heart of Tristan. He's one of the most thoughtful and caring students around. Always greeting you with a hello, always asking thoughtful questions, and always going above and beyond for a friend. He would give you the shirt off his back, as long as you don't mind wearing fluorescents. He has touched so many lives here, and through his innate nature to learn more, has made many lasting bonds here at Chapel Hill Academy. He was a saving grace in the kitchen, an enthusiastic field trip attendee, and just an overall positive attitude to have in class every day. Tristan, please remember to pace yourself and prioritize all aspects of your life. You're very gifted in so many ways. Just slow down and vary the areas you give your attention to. I know you'll go far. And please work on those dad jokes. I expect you to actually be funny when you come back for a visit. Chris. Chris is scared of me. No, really, he is. He has actually jumped when he saw that I was behind him. Not a subtle jump. That jump Shaggy does in the Scooby-Doo cartoons. I'm sure he's trembling right now, just wondering what I'm going to say next. Relax, Chris. You have nothing to worry about. We're not at my desk. I haven't called you out into the hallway. You're good. In the past few years, Chris has made English class come alive. It's not a surprise that he is very gifted in the art of writing and performing, but in addition to that, Chris's enthusiasm brought out the abilities of so many others. Even this year, when he was part of a performance for the younger grades, I could see their enthusiasm brewing just watching him perform. His passion for the written word inspires others. At the end of every reading assignment, so many of us looked forward to your in-class performances. Chris, you have a very bright future ahead of yourself. Please power through and follow through with those dreams. I know being on your own and the real world itself can be very daunting, but you have the skills and the talent to make life be what you want it to be. Stay present and connected, be serious when you need to be, and accept the help that is offered to you. Keep in touch with us. We'll be missing you. And please, whatever you do, don't take those red pants to Texas. DJ. I had a hard time writing your reflection, DJ, and I'm not sure why. Kind of reminds me of the difficulties you had writing personal narratives for me. Remember that time you wrote about cutting your hair for a friend? Maybe it's because writing about you is like your narrative. Sometimes we struggle with a subject we are so familiar with. DJ is like a staple here at Chapel Hill. I think he even had the unfortunate experience of having me as a social studies teacher back in the day. I know I speak for Jan as well when I say we are going to miss you. You were like the third teacher in our room, always doing the reading and coming to class ready to dissect it and give us your take. It was an honor to have a student who welcomed a challenge and could handle some of the more difficult literature we threw at you. I know the way you ended the school year was a high point for Jan and myself. After seeing your dedication, diligence, and ability to manage schoolwork and work, we have no doubt college will be a simple transition for you. Keep being a force to be reckoned with, but remember to pick your battles and listen as often as you need to be heard. My only concern for your future is how on earth will Acme survive without you and your perfected checkout persona? Lorenzo. Pirates or cowboys? Yo-yoing, fist bumping, height shaming, calling me dog. These are just some of the things that come to mind when I reflect on your time here. Don't let that innocent face fool you. 90% of the time, he's coming up with a way to derail your lesson by talking about Space Jam and how it's a must-see. Most of you will remember him as an amazing athlete. I think if we had allowed it, he'd have dribbled a basketball down the hallway. But I'd like to reflect on a different side of Lorenzo, the smart, patient, and caring side. What I'll remember most is the time he was kind when he thought no one else was watching at the end of the day, when he was patient with another student and took the time to listen to their stories and the teachings of their skills. Lorenzo is a quiet stream that runs deep, and when he has something to say, it's worth the listen. He has grown in so many ways and has vocalized so much about his growth, not something that everyone can do. Lorenzo, I'm fascinated by what your future holds. I love your love of nature. I wish you all the best and hope that you apply yourself to your fullest potential. Don't skip out on any of your obligations and prioritize the fun stuff with your responsibilities. Oh, and please, whatever you do, don't ask your professor where babies come from. Only us Chapel Hill veterans can handle that one. Jack. Jack is probably the graduate I knew the least about, and I'm sad to say that we don't have more time together because I feel like with each passing day, I get to know more about this funny, jovial, and multifaceted guy. Jack doesn't always say much, but when he does, listen up. He's got a sharp, quick wit that will have you laughing. He can also take a joke really well. How many times was the Jack Zach name joke done in homeroom and you just cracked up and egged them on? Jack's also strong and confident in who he is. I can't tell you how many times he was good-heartedly bullied into trying to go rogue during the morning announcements. Thanks for never relenting, Jack. I'm so excited for your next step. You have really come into your own. I appreciate how you consistently rose to every challenge we've presented to you. You are someone who isn't afraid of growth and being out of your comfort zone, and I commend you for that. Please keep in touch and know that Pizza Friday just won't be the same without you. Kyle. Kyle is by far the student who has changed the most over the years. Someone who was often so quiet, withdrawn, and in the background has become just the opposite. In the last couple of years, Kyle has grown into one of the most creative and talented writers I've seen, an actor in his own short plays, a comedian who has a wonderful dry sense of humor. While Kyle is still quiet at times, he's usually plotting his next prank or Joe Calandra, Kevin Hansen superhero saga. Kyle is sweet and kind and a really good listener. He has the ability to hear a story or conversation and to be able to come up with the most unique Secret Santa gift ever or add his own tale to the discussion. Kyle, you have a bright future ahead of you. Remember to prioritize the things that must be done and then use your leftover times for your hobbies or passions or for sleep. Put your best effort into anything you do. And please keep that funniness and sweetness always. You have the ability to make people feel comfortable, and people are naturally drawn to you. Remember to push past your comfort zone sometimes and let yourself be in the spotlight. And please, when you come back for a visit, will you wear the headband and the braids for me? That will forever be my visual whenever I read Half Broke Horses. Johnny. A smile instantly comes to mind when I think of Johnny. He's one of the kindest souls I've ever come across, and I'm not just saying that because he's a dog person like me. Johnny is helpful and incredibly creative. He has a strong interest in sci-fi monsters and horror movies and is able to create his own creatures and adventures in a lifelike way through his drawings. Many know Johnny as quiet and reserved, and while that's true, he by no means lacks the ability to shine in a group discussion. Jan and I loved watching you dominate in all those small groups, being the leader and vocalizing the key points from your reading. You continued to make us proud through this distant learning experience, detailed notes, timely emails, and thought-provoking comments on your reading. You truly showed your maturity and independence, and it didn't go unnoticed. Johnny, remember to push through the difficult stuff, give people a chance, and break out of your comfort zone every now and then. The classroom won't be the same for Zeus without you next year. She'll miss climbing in your lap, rolling around, and shedding all over you. Please keep in touch. Send us some drawings. We're going to miss you. Zach. Last but certainly not least, you made it, Zach. All of those days of studying, rereading, highlighting have come to an end. Well, at least until college starts for you. Zach, I hope you can take some time to relax and reflect on your high school career and all that you've accomplished. Honor roll achievements, classes in district, online college classes, and sports. Wow, what a resume. You have mastered the academic side of school. Please take all of these skills and apply them next year. But also remember to put some focus into the social side of things. Let down your guard and branch out into some new social circles. Take the time to listen to a story or an idea and then add your own. And do your best to take each task as it comes and try not to get overwhelmed. If you do, think of those beautiful felines at home. What are they going to do without you watching and reporting on their every move? Thanks for sharing yourself with us, inspiring us all to work a little bit harder. We're better for having you in our lives. Congratulations to all the graduates and their families. You all have great reason to smile, be proud, and celebrate today.
Thank you, Tara. Here at Chapel Hill, we like to call ourselves a big family. And one of the biggest parts that we look forward to at graduations like this is the return of some of our former graduates. Because we couldn't do that due to the circumstances, we had them prepare a video congratulating this year's graduates. So let me introduce to you our student recognition previous graduate video.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. Good luck to you on your future. I'd like to give a specific shout out to 3 people that I call the Lunch Boys. Jack, Kyle, and Chris. Good luck to you all, and I hope you guys have a really successful future. Kyle, good luck. Jack, I hope you constantly make your announcements each day and tell me what's for lunch each day on Discord. And as for you, Chris, I've gotten better at tennis. Try and stop me at that game. Good luck to you all.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. Congratulations to the class of 2020. You deserve it. I haven't been in school in a while. Words not coming to my head.
Hi, I just wanted to say congratulations to the senior class of 2020. You will be missed here. All of you have something special to contribute. We're all a family. Happy graduation.
I want to give a shout out to the graduating class of 2020. Wish all the best for you guys. I know you're going to do great things, and I'll miss you.
To everyone in the Chapel Hill Academy class of 2020, I am a little sad that nothing's the way you guys wanted it to be, but I mean, you guys have really come a long way ever since the beginning. I mean, just keep going strong no matter what happens. And who knows, maybe we'll do something extra special on Discord.
Hey guys, this is Jordan Walsh, and I'm here to wish the class of 2020 congratulations. I hope you guys the best, and God bless.
Hey guys, Christian Hutton here. I'd just like to say congratulations to the class of 2020. I feel like we just got cut short this year, and I just wanted to say thank you for the great times we've all had.
Hello, hello. Just want to give my congratulations to the Chapel Hill Academy class of 2020. Even if it's a little bit of a different circumstance, you guys still earned the right to be here and the right to move on. And I believe that you guys will do very well in college and beyond.
Imagine, if you will, a world where there is no in-person graduation. A horrifying world to imagine? Well, you're living in that world. That's why I'm here to say congratulations to the graduating class of this school year, especially special people like Scott and Chris. Good luck to you all.
I just want to say congratulations to the class of 2020. I know we can't celebrate it like we usually do, but I just want to say I hope you do well in your future endeavors. And a special shout out to Lorenzo. We've been, together, came to the school same time in 2011, and I hope you do well, man. Congratulations.
Hey, class of 2020, wanted to say congratulations. Special shout out to Scott and Lorenzo for being great friends.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sean, and I'm pleased to congratulate the class of 2020 for graduating this year. And it's very nice seeing all the students who were in the position I was not too long ago. Although it's been said many times, many ways, good luck out there. Things will all work out one way or another.
What's up, Chapel Hill class of 2020? Congrats on making it this far, guys. You worked so hard to get here, and that hard work's finally paid off. You did it. You got that diploma. Well, soon. Once you get it in the mail, I don't know how they're doing it. But as the wise man Stephen Hawking once said, intelligence is the ability to adapt to change, and you're all about to go through probably one of the biggest changes in your life. College, trade school, McDonald's on the corner, something. You're about to embark on a new experience that none of you have ever experienced in your wildest dreams, and it's going to be so much fun for you guys. I'm so excited for you all.
You might know who I am, you might not, but the seniors know who I am. Congrats, guys. Class 2020, you guys did it. You guys made it this far, and the coronavirus made it so you guys couldn't graduate, and I'm sorry for that, but you guys deserve it. You guys deserve the best. So congratulations to you guys.
Chapel Hill's current 2020 graduates, I just want to say wish you all the best and good luck in college or wherever else you're happen to be, like in 3 months from now, or whenever school starts up again.
Hello, class of 2020. I wanted to say congratulations, shout out to all of you. While this sort of graduation is probably not what most of you expected when the year began, many of you have expressed your grievances on Facebook. I want you to know that anything coming from Chapel Hill is special and to be cherished nonetheless. You've added to the rich tapestry of its history, and it's become part of you. And that's something to take and carry around with you, ideally for the rest of your lives. So I wish the best of luck to all of you, and take care.
Thank you to all of our former graduates and our current students for those kind words and lovely remarks. Every year, we like to have a few students from our graduating class make some reflections on their time here at Chapel Hill. This year is no different. We have two students who prepared videos for us. The first one will be from Thomas.
So guys, we did it. We reached graduation. 4 years of high school and too many more years of learning left. The fact that we reached this point is just phenomenal. Not all of our time here has been perfect. We've all had moments we would rather forget. Times when we have done something we will regret for the rest of our lives. The point of going through those experiences is so that we learn. We make those mistakes, those flaws, and use them to evolve us to being respectable, hardworking people. Yet some of us were not able to reach that point alone. Many of us would not have been able to get this far if it was not for the immense support we have received from the staff of this school. They have gone far beyond what was required of them in order to help us become productive members of society. And I sincerely believe that is what we will become. I could not hope to repay them for all they have given me during my time here. Although just getting out of their lives might be close enough. And when we leave this school and move on to our futures, whether it be college or going straight to work, we most likely won't be seeing each other again. We will all have our own plans. And some of us will be leaving the state of New Jersey entirely. But in the end, we will all remember this place. The lessons we did and didn't learn, people we liked and disliked. All of these things are what make us who we are. They allow us to make a difference in the world. And most of the time, it's a difference we just can't see. In the end, you just have to have faith.
Thank you, Thomas. Our next student speech is from Scott.
As you may know, I've been at Chapel Hill Academy for the majority of my life. And with that being said, and this being my final day, I wanted to say, I got a lot of stuff to get off my chest. So let's get started, shall we? When I first started at Chapel Hill Academy, I barely knew the difference between right and wrong, and couldn't take a loss in games. And I loved to debate people. Okay, so maybe it was arguing. But anywho, when I first started at Chapel Hill Academy, I knew that I had a lot in store for me. And I had no clue what lied ahead on the trail to graduation. But I will say it took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. But I rose to the occasion. And here I am speaking at the 2020 live graduation. First, I'd like to thank my wonderful parents for giving me the inspiration and motivation to keep moving and the desire to keep learning and pursuing my dreams. I'd like to thank them for being there every day. I'd like to think about the small things like packing my lunch every day and watching me take the first steps on my bus and watching me take the last ones off. My parents are my rock. And they have had a great influence on my decisions for the last 12 years. And I can't thank them enough, and I wouldn't be here talking on this live stream without them. I would especially like to thank Maureen Dada for allowing me to be her student for 4 years and for showing me what a second family looks like. I've seen the school had 5 chefs, 4 nurses, 3 principals, and I've never met a person like Debot. There's only one Debot. And she's one of the brightest spots in the school, and I can't thank her enough for being on this journey with me. Now, I could go on this entire speech about how the teachers in the school have really helped me throughout all the years. Tara, Andy, Corey, Karen, Joe, and Tyler. A big thank you to all of you. And I'm sure that I forgot some. And to those, I thank you as well. I would like to thank Loretta. She's been my counselor for 12 years, and she's stuck with me through thick and thin. I probably wouldn't be giving this speech right now if it wasn't for her. And I can't even begin to sum up all the wonderful things that she's done for me. Finally, I would like to thank everyone who has had my back over the years. A lot of great memories were made here with you guys, my comrades. And to quote Maya Angelou, when you wish someone joy, you wish them peace, prosperity, love, and happiness all around. And that I wish for every single one of you. And I hope that each and every one of you succeed in your goals. Have a great summer.
Every year at Chapel Hill Academy, we choose to recognize 3 of our graduates who exemplify the characteristics of what we consider to be an ideal student here: service, scholarship, and citizenship. This year, to present the Christopher Hasiotis Memorial Award, I present Kevin.
Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Hasiotis, and it's my honor to present my brother's award, the Christopher Hasiotis Memorial Scholarship. This recognizes a student for the continued effort to succeed despite their adverse conditions. My brother Christopher started out as a typical boy who liked extreme sports, such as snowboarding, tackle football, and go-kart racing, just to name a few. But during his late teens and his early 20s, he started to follow the wrong crowd, and his daily temptations got the best of him. It seemed like success was not going to be in his favor. Through some tough years in his life, Christopher recognized his foundation and his supporters from family, friends, and work were fading fast. He started to realize this after hitting rock bottom and was determined to, day by day, put his life back together. He started to repair broken relationships with all of his family and friends, though sometimes receiving tough love. He enrolled in school full-time to be a male nurse while also juggling 2 jobs. He started to take care of his health and himself. He woke up every day, put his work boots on, went to work to get his daily job done. His determination to make a change for the better in his life was remarkable to see firsthand. It brought peace to his family, friends, professors, and everyone else that knew him. Shortly after his life was under control with a new persona, Christopher was on his way to a college class on an early Saturday morning when his life tragically came to an end in a traffic accident. Christopher's exotic and troubled uphill journey to turn his life around and succeed at it was monumental and profound. I wish to invite you all to join me in a moment of silence to honor Christopher and to keep those who are struggling in our thoughts because personal change is possible. Thank you. So this year's award goes to a graduate who has also demonstrated a determination to make a change for the better in his life. This young man has always had a kind and compassionate heart, but was never really outspoken. In the years that he has been at Chapel Hill, he has grown to be a funny friend to many, a wonderful student to teachers, and a responsible, hands-on worker all around the school. With each year, he has become more comfortable sharing his confidence, his laughter, and the funny side of his personality. He's finally able to show off the confidence in himself for what his teachers, family, and friends have known was there all along. He is someone with many strengths, capabilities, and a can-do attitude. The next chapter that he has chosen is to attend the Bergen County Vocational School to become an electrician. We wish him nothing but success and know that his outcome will be nothing but shockingly electric. This year's Christopher Hasiotis Memorial Scholarship goes to Kyle Patrick. Congratulations, Kyle.
Congratulations, Kyle. Now we go live to you to accept the award. Our next award is for Outstanding Scholarship, and to present that award, I give you Karen.
Pleasure to present the Scholarship Award today. Scholarship is designed as the possession and quality of knowledge gained by study. How this knowledge is used is what enables a person to achieve their goals in life. Knowledge is more than academic learning. We try to prepare our students for life outside of school by providing them with knowledge, information, and skills necessary to be successful in both their professional lives and their personal lives. Students need to utilize this information to make good decisions regarding career choices. Academic success to us is not merely credits earned. The state mandates minimum curriculum proficiencies and measures the student's success by counting the numbers of credits earned. That's not enough for us. Not only must students complete their academic requirements successfully, but they must be willing to challenge themselves academically, all while being able to maintain that academic excellence with the challenges of everyday life. The graduate earning this award was able to do just that. He not only maintained a 3.7 grade point average within the walls of Chapel Hill, but also took classes in his sending district during both 11th and 12th grade in order to take courses that he felt would allow him to step outside his comfort zone, all while expanding his academic opportunities. He did this while working part-time after school and on weekends, and he worked at Acme, maintaining a job as one of our essential workers. He maintained his academic success even through his employment at such a stressful job these last few months. He will be continuing his academic career at the College of New Jersey, where he has been accepted into their engineering program, earning a presidential scholarship through TCNJ. He was also awarded the ASA Connections for Success Scholarship. He has grown into a confident young man, and we feel confident that he will duplicate this success in all future endeavors. It is my pleasure to present this year's Academic Scholarship Award to Daniel DJ Landau. Congratulations, DJ.
Congratulations, DJ. Now we go live to you to accept your award. Our final award is for citizenship, and to present that, I give you Loretta.
Today, I have the privilege and distinct honor of presenting this year's award for citizenship. What is a good citizen? Good citizens stay informed and know what is going on in their community or in our school. They want to stay informed, protect their rights as citizens, and have a voice or demand to be heard. Good citizens serve in positions of responsibility and do so very seriously. Good citizens are willing to do whatever it takes to get a job done, whether it be running for office or circulating petitions. If a good citizen sees a problem or what they perceive as an injustice in their neighborhood, they tell their local government, or school administration in this case. To some students, something might seem like just a pile of leaves or a student council, but to a good citizen, these are important issues, something that needs to be confronted. Good citizens volunteer. They offer their time and get involved in service to others. Good citizens know the people of their community. They make lasting connections and friendships. Good citizens always remember the golden rule. Treat others as you would like to be treated. Lastly, good citizens are proud of their community. All of these qualities describe this year's honoree perfectly. As one staff member remarked, if something needs to be done around the school, he is the first to volunteer, helping to set up for after-school events, parent meetings, offering to carry things for the staff, and never fails to hold a door open. Another staff member recalled that he's always willing to be a student ambassador of the school. He enjoys meeting new people who visit. He will approach them, introduce himself first, shake their hand, and always more than happy to answer any questions about Chapel Hill Academy. A few teachers recalled times in their class when he helped out new students who were adjusting to the school. Many teachers remember him sitting down the bench next to a student who was out of class, offering an ear or just words of encouragement. One of the teachers remembered a time of him letting players on the other school's basketball team score. After the game, he told them it was the right thing to do. We were way up on the scoreboard, and he wanted the other team to feel good about themselves. He not only knows all the students in the school at all grade levels, but he also continues to keep in contact with past Chapel Hill Academy students and could very well take on the role of alumni relations when he graduates. He is honored and proud to be the first student to go through the entire program at Chapel Hill Academy, kindergarten through 12th grade. But his citizenship goes well beyond Chapel Hill Academy and into his local community. He has been involved in many food drives for the Red Cross, for the Nutley Family Service Bureau. He's served Thanksgiving dinner to veterans in need. He's been part of a project to clean up Liberty Science Center, and he renovated the courtyard and Franklin Reformed Church area for his Eagle Scout project. By now, I'm sure everyone already realizes that this year's Chapel Hill Academy Citizenship Award goes to Scott Bolden. Scotty, being your counselor for 12 plus years has given me many fond memories of your time at Chapel Hill. From day one, I appreciated and admired your boundless energy, enthusiasm, and passion for anything you engaged in. Legos and leaf piles may have been replaced by Trader Joe's and war reenactments, but all the relentless determination and enthusiasm has stayed, and I'm confident it always will. Congratulations, Scott.
Congratulations to all of our award winners. Next is the moment we've all been waiting for, the presentation of diplomas. To do that this year in this format, I present Diane.
Hi, everybody. Now is the moment. Please open your diplomas. Okay. Chapel Hill Academy also has included a gift for all our graduates. You should see another envelope in with your diplomas. If you'd open that now. To help with each future expenses, we've given each graduate a check for $150. Good. It's been quite a year for all of us. I'd like to thank our incredible staff for learning a new way of teaching over a weekend. I'd like to thank Noelle and Maggie for overseeing our academic and counseling programs during this distant learning. None of this would have been successful without the leadership and guidance of Michael and Patrick. What they have done since March has been absolutely amazing. I'd also like to thank Karen. Her passion and commitment to the students at Chapel Hill Academy have been unwavering. I'm proud to have worked with her for the last 37 years. She's provided guidance and support for hundreds of students since we started together in 1981. Karen will be retiring in this fall. It's good to know that she's only a phone call away if we ever need her. Thank you, Karen. What should have been an exciting and memorable senior year has ended up as a global pandemic. Virtual learning, seeing your friends on a computer screen, quarantine, and shopping online have been commonplace. I know that's been difficult and challenging, but that's what we do best. Our school and community have had a long history of flexibility and thinking outside the box. If a plan or approach does not work, we'll try something else until we find something that does work. All of you have also had difficulties and obstacles along the way. Each of you have found a way around, over, or under those obstacles and issues that in the past would have prevented you from succeeding. Today, we celebrate your successes and determination. Today, instead of hugs, we'll settle for smiles. Today is not an ending, but a beginning. We hope that you leave us with the confidence and skills to be successful in your future and in life. Measure your successes by independence, satisfaction that you're doing your very best, and giving back to the community and those less fortunate. Know that we're here for you. Things might change and your future's unknown, but remember, you are the heart of our school. Chapel Hill Academy is a better school for having you and your family choose to become part of our community. Whether you came to us as a first grader or a ninth grader, it has been a pleasure to being able to watch you find your strengths, discover what kind of person you are. So I say to all of our graduates, as I have throughout the years, when things get tough, take a minute on the bench. Think before you speak, ask for help, be kind to others, and it never hurts to have a cup of tea with someone to show that you care. Remember that as a graduate, you can call us at any time to help us with your studies or have for advice. Best wishes in your future endeavors, and congratulations on your graduation. It's not goodbye, it's see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. You all started with us at different places in your lives, but for whatever length of time you've been with us, whether it's 1 or 12, we have tried to be a second home, a place where you could come and safely explore who you are and grow into the young men that sit before us today. Today may be the last day that you live with us, but remember this quote from F. Scott Fitzgerald. It's a funny thing about coming home. It looks the same, smells the same, feels the same, and you'll realize what's changed is you. Let me be the first to say thank you for the memories you have shared with us during your time here. We here at Chapel Hill are so proud of each and every one of you. We know there are great things in store for all of you, and we'll always be here for you if you need to come home. Please now join me in a custom video from our graduates in which they celebrate their amazing achievement today. So for the first time, I present to you the graduates of 2020. Thomas R. Amlott. Thomas Bartelme. Scott C. Bolton Jr. Tristan T. Farrell. Christopher Jimenez. John Farrell O'Neill. Daniel Jack Landau. Lorenzo M. Muchero. Kyle Patrick. Johnny Walker. Zachary Williams. Thank you all for joining us today on this special day for all of our graduates and their families. And we celebrate another conclusion to the school year. Thank you all. Have a great day.